and welcome back to Recall the Midwife. This week we are doing our Series 8 recap. Jen has got a quiz for us. I'm Becky.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Jen. Hi.
Just before we start today, really quick, just want to tell you, I went to the cinema today to watch Inside Out 2 with my daughter. Second time we've
Inside
seen
Out
it.
2 times 2 because you've already seen it once,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There we go.
And it was great. But there was an advert in the cinema for the new Paddington. Guess
I
who's
was
in
going to say our
Paddington?
podcast. Oh, okay.
Guess who's in the
Sister
Paddington? Yeah,
Francis.
not for our podcast. No, but oh yeah, it is Sister Francis. Sorry, it is Sister Francis. I wasn't expecting you to answer it that quick, but she's dressed as a nun.
Really?
Yeah, and I went,
what?
Sister Francis, and Bob's was like, who?
I
Oh,
only said that
girls.
because she's just been in Bridgerton as well. So it's like she's obviously like
Doing
her
the rounds.
agent has been active.
Yeah, well, it looks very, very good, Paddington, whatever, 3, whatever it is.
When does it come out?
I don't know. It's a very good question. I'm going to guess some holidays.
Paddington in Peru?
Yeah.
Okay, because wait, do you know what the name of the lady is who plays Sister Francis?
Ella Brooke Kelly or something.
Okay, maybe okay, I'm just going to search for that way because wait, hold up.
8th of
Ella
November 2024.
Brooke.
Yeah, I thought it's more of a Christmas thing.
Oh, is it?
I
Well,
think so.
it looked absolutely fantastic.
Ella Brooke what?
Brooke, it's like Brooke Kelly, and I know it's
Oh,
not.
Bruk?
Yeah,
Ella Brookeleri.
yeah.
Brookeleri. Okay. Because you guys, look at this photo of her that's in her IMDb. Like, doesn't she look so like cool?
Yeah,
Well, she is in
does.
real life as well. She is.
She's like one of those people that just have
But look how
it.
cool she looks. Listeners, go to her IMDb page.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
is that cool. She's got a podcast and everything, and only cool people have podcasts.
Wait. What does she have a
Yeah,
podcast
she got a
for?
Well, I've heard her on podcasts. I don't know if she's got her own, actually. I've just realised she was a guest on it. But it wouldn't surprise me if she does have one. Point being, anyone who's on a podcast is really cool. That was my joke.
What podcast was she on?
Oh, I've spoken about it on this, actually.
Also, all
probably
people who have
wasn't
podcasts are very, very cool. It's true.
Yeah, thank you. That someone actually listened to my joke. She was on Dancing Like Nobody's Watching. Anyway, she's have you got your something together with another one? Anyway, point being, she's really cool.
Oh, good for her. I like her.
Right, shall we commence with the quiz?
Yes, and I was talking to you girls about this offline before we started, but for all of my American listeners, if you're anywhere that's hot right now, solidarity, and please pause this podcast and go get a glass of water and drink it while you listen because I know you're not hydrated enough. I'm not hydrated enough, girls. I got a little treat at the grocery store. I got a kombucha.
Ooh.
I got Peach Paradise kombucha. I'm very excited. I
I feel like I'm not cool enough to know what kombucha is, and I see it on TikTok.
I don't know what kombucha is either.
Yeah.
So quick side note. So I had one. I've had kombucha a lot, but it's not like my go-to. Like I don't drink it tons, but I've drunk it for many, many years. But basically, it's a probiotic drink, and you make kombucha you get like a starter, like a kind of not a sourdough starter, but imagine something like that. You get kind of like an activated like thing.
Is it like a powder?
No. It's not a powder. No, it's like it could be a culture. Anyway, you basically get like a culture and you cultivate it, and then it grows into this thing called the mother, and then the mother you add like stuff to it, juice and whatever you want. Again, I don't really know how to make kombucha, but this is kind of what I've gathered. And then it ferments a bit, and it grow, it's
This
kind of
isn't making me want to try it.
Well,
no, you've not sold it to me.
Well, okay, imagine like it's in the same family as like beer or wine or
So it's like a yeasty drink.
Or like cider vinegar. No, it's not yeasty, but it has a little bit of carbonation and it's got some
You couldn't have made it sound more disgusting if you tried their Bex. A yeasty drink. Especially with the topic of the program we're on. Sorry, carry on.
No, but it's very fresh and fruity. Like this one has a peach flavor. Like the original one isn't my favorite because it's like a little bit bitter. It has a very light carbonation, and it kind of just tastes. It just doesn't have like that much of a flavor, but I like the ones that are flavored. So this one's peach. I had one a week or two ago that was tangerine. That was really nice.
Is it like beneficial to your tummy or something?
Yeah, kind of. Again, it's not like a really strong thing, but it's basically like a way to kind of like, just have like active cultures and things like that, kind of like just in a drink, basically. Right. It doesn't
like a Yakult.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then a lot of people kind of think of it as like a health tonic, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not, it doesn't, I wouldn't ascribe too much, you know, benefit to it, but I had such a nice one when I had it like a week or two ago, and I was in the grocery store and I was like, oh, I want a little treat. And I just thought, oh, well, I'm gonna get this. And it's very refreshing and very nice.
I've
So
got
I've
a
been
cup of
sipping on
tea.
that. Oh my goodness. I can't drink hot drinks at this point in the
I
year.
always
can't.
drink hot drinks, even when it's boiling.
I know. I know people. I know there's a lot of people who do that.
Well,
I
in
just
Jamaica,
cannot.
Lucille said they have black coffee with salt in it. Anyway, let's go on with the quiz.
Oh, okay. So, girls, I decided to depart from our usual format.
Oh,
So, yeah. So, while I love the quotes, it was just, for me personally, it was just feeling a bit stale. And I was like, I want to do something different. So, here's a question. Do you guys know the show Jeopardy?
yes.
I've heard of it.
Okay, so it's a very famous quiz show over here, and it usually comes on like every day of the week around like between like 6 and 7 p.m., like right before like regular primetime programming. And for almost 40 years, this one guy hosted it named Alex Trebek.
Yeah, Alex Trebek, yeah.
Yeah, and they have like all different categories at the top, and then the way that the questions are organized, it's like there's a $200 question, a $400, $600, $800,000 question, like that. And so it would get progressively harder as you would go down the thing. Now, I haven't organized this quiz that way because I just don't have enough time to like give it that structure.
Have you heard of Jeopardy? This quiz is nothing like that.
No, it is like that because I've used the same framing as Jeopardy. So when you hear me give you the questions, it'll be like a statement, and then it's asking for the piece of information that the statement is prompting. Okay.
We have to answer in like what is.
Well, I would like you to. Whether you actually will do that is up to you. But
I
Do you
would
just say what is and then the answer?
Yeah, what is like the color blue or whatever, you know, like
Okay.
that. And for a couple of questions, there's 2 answers to get it correct. So, and I've tried to make them a mixture of easier and harder, you know, because I went episode by episode when I was writing the questions. And then the other thing that, huh?
You revised.
You revised again.
I always feel really betrayed. Carry on.
Yeah, but I've got the memory of the goldfish, Alex.
That is true.
You do. It is right. And then the other fun thing is Jeopardy has an iconic theme song, and they have a little jingle that they play when people are trying to think of the answers, right at the end when they're doing like yeah, exactly. So maybe intermittently I can okay, that's the, you know, and then they like write their answers. So maybe we can kind of pepper some of those in just to give it a little bit of extra flair. Okay, now one hint that's a big hint is that these are going in order from episode 1 to episode 8. I didn't put in any questions about the Christmas special because I just didn't want to, honestly, and I had enough from the other one. So I
don't blame you.
I just skipped it. So here we go. Okay, question 1. This new member of Britain's most famous family is the cause for much speculation, and Violet gets in on the action with a raffle.
What is the royal family?
No.
What is the royal baby?
Okay, neither one of you got it right.
You said this famous family.
I said this new member of Britain's most famous family is the cause for much speculation, and Violet gets in on the action with a raffle.
What is
Prince Andrew?
Prince Andrew.
Is it who is?
So I thought it was. I wrote Prince Edward as the correct answer because
it is Edward.
It is Edward. Yes. Okay. So both $0 on the table.
Yeah, but that was just a practice round, Bex, yeah?
But practice, exactly. Now I encourage you, as much as you're excited, to listen to the full question. Okay.
Okay, we're not allowed to answer. Okay.
Who's talking to you then, Alex?
Yeah, whatever. Hand up. Go on.
And then put your hand up when you know, and then I'll call on the first person I see. Okay.
Okay.
This modern update is greeted with excitement by the nurses. Trixie proclaims she has long wanted one of these with a wipe-clean interior. Alex.
What is a new bag?
Yes, a new nursing bag. Exactly. Very good.
It won't be the same quality. I've said it before.
That's right. It's right. Okay, now this is going to be a hard one. Then this new legislation was the topic of Violet's most recent council meeting and her prompt for telling Fred not to pollute the atmosphere while burning the nurses' bags. Alex?
What is the Clean Air Act?
Oh, very good. That was kind of a really like a passing thing. So I was like, oh, this is really gonna get him. But you remember
his face is well angry.
I'm not angry. That's just my resting face.
Okay, Bex, here. This is going to be a good one for you, so get ready. We have that hand at the ready, okay? This is the elected office Violet Buckle is running for. Bex?
What is the council?
Say more.
Borough council.
Say more. Last
What
chance.
is? I don't know.
Alex?
What is mayor? Poplar. Mayor of Poplar.
No, she
No.
doesn't become mayor until later.
Wait later. Wait later.
What
She not?
is
Isn't she already mayor? Oh, hang on.
No,
We're at the start.
district
We're at the
council?
start, aren't we?
What is district council?
No.
Tower Hamlets Council?
Tower Hamlets Borough Council is what she's running for. Yes. I know. Okay, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good one for you guys.
Sorry, that was just me doing a really obnoxious dance on camera.
Well, I put that one in because it jammed me up when we first got into this episode because I didn't kind of get what that was, but it's the new district basically. Like they've redrawn the lines and
it's called Tower Hamlets now. Yeah.
Yeah, they recreated
basically.
They kind of renamed that area. Okay, this is an easy one, so both of you get ready. Mr. Adu is employed in this job. Okay, Alex did get there first, but
I feel like I'm taking over. Bex, you go.
yeah, Bex, you go.
Was he a postman or what is a postman?
There you go.
I was like, don't get it wrong.
I was like, was he a postman or was he a bus conductor?
Oh,
he was a postman.
He was a postman.
He was a postman. Yeah, we talked at length about him being a postman, and part of the reason that he had so much trouble. Do you remember his storyline, Bex?
He had sickle cell anemia.
Yes, and being a postman was hard on him because he was out in the elements, and it really exacerbated his symptoms. And so, at the end of the episode, do you remember what happened?
No.
he got a job.
He got a job in the office.
In the office, and so he didn't have to be outside anymore.
And I loved that family, and I loved that they kept their culture calling the daughter the middle name about Wednesday. It was just really, really cute. Yeah.
I know. Well, when I was writing this, I got to the section the scene where he and his wife, where he's like telling her that something like really positive happened at work, like his boss gave him a compliment, or he said he could be up for promotion at some point soon or something like that. And she was like, "Oh, that's so wonderful," or whatever. And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "And then, they invited me to play the football." And she's like, "You play football?" And he's like, and he just started laughing. He's so sweet. And he's like, "I know," but he's like, "I just want to be one of the lads." And like,
I know, it was so cute.
Oh, he was just the cutest.
And their little boy Matthew, he was so cute.
I know. It was really, really sweet. Okay. All right, now you've got some hints already, so get ready. This is the case Trixie references to Dr. Turner that gives a clue to Mrs. Adu's real ailment. Alex?
What is the mothers in South Africa who bled loads when they were giving birth?
Yes. So they were mothers, but I'll give you this because I don't know that you guys will get
families.
It. Huh?
It was families. How it ran in families.
It was two sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had migrated from West Africa, and so they weren't Yoruba. They were.
Did she say Congolese or something?
I'm
sure she said they were Congolese.
Yeah. Is that in West Africa? I don't know the geography that well, but anyway.
I definitely don't.
Yeah. I tried to kind of just write down the detail that she gave in the line reading, but yeah. They could be
I went to a quiz at school the other night and we were winning. Literally, they were like, "Oh, that team's winning." And then they gave us a quiz on flags and capitals, and we were like, "We're out. I can't do flags at all." We came third in the end. We were winning by a mile, and they were like, "Yeah, here's a round on flags," and we were like, "Right, ciao, everyone."
Flags are hard. That's hard.
Flags are really hard, and also I got like Slovenia and Slovakia mixed up, so then you got no points. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, and also some flags look exactly alike except for one minor difference.
Like, tell me the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm texting somebody who's gone on holiday. I'm like, "Have a nice holiday," and then I put like a flag emoji. I always have to double check it.
Yeah,
even if they're like go to France.
I don't, because like I don't, so, and then this is the one that's hard for me is like, I can't remember exactly which two countries, but France is like red, white, and blue, but stripes. But then there's another country that's also striped red, white, and blue, but they're in a different order. And I'm like, it's the same flag, but literally just the colors are in a different order. And I'm like, well, what?
I think it's Belgium.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, you guys,
that might be
that's
Germany.
not fair.
See, point being,
like,
I'm rubbish.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, I think Germany is one, and then there's another flag that looks very similar to Germany. And then
Germany is red, black, and yellow.
Yeah.
I did get Riga being the capital of Latvia though, so
That's
Yeah.
'cause you had food poisoning in Riga.
I did have the world's worst food poisoning in Riga, and on the way
Oh.
home from Riga on the plane.
Oh, that story haunts my dreams still to this
I know.
day. I didn't even live through it, and it still sends chills down my spine.
Oof. I think it does
Oh.
on everyone else on that flight as well. Anyway, carry
Oh
on with the
my
quiz.
God. Well, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but just to say I had a bit of an upset stomach when I was on a road trip up to see my sister and brother-in-law like maybe a month ago, and I was in the car and I had stopped a couple times to, use the ladies' room and everything. And I was feeling okay, but then we were like maybe like a half an hour away from the house and I just started to feel like not good again. And I was just like, there is nothing worse than this feeling. Like
Yeah.
when you have a feeling and you can't like be in a place where you deal it was terrible. It was terrible. Like ultimately it really was very, very minor. Like it's no comparison to what you went through, Al, but like I just was
I know
like,
it's awful. Do you know what I always think of when anyone has anything like that? The
yeah.
in-betweeners, when he goes rusty water.
I gotta watch that show again. Oh my God. Oh, well, actually, do you remember the story from Alex? Do you remember the story from that? Like, I had flown over to see you. So the In-Betweeners, I'd watched all the shows and then they came out with the movie.
Yeah.
And I'd flown over to visit all of you guys. And I got in the first night. And before anything had kind of like quote started, you and I were gonna like just have a day of kind of like just hanging out or whatever. And we were gonna go
Yeah.
see that
I picked you up from the
movie.
airport. Yeah.
Yeah. Did we go basically to your house then to the movies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. So I was really jet lagged. I mean, I knew I was jet
But
lagged,
it
but I
was the
didn't realize
plan. That was the plan to try and keep you awake.
keep me awake. Yeah, exactly. But basically what happened was is because I was so tired at that point, I just laughed absolutely hysterically in this movie for 2 hours, like to the point where I think other people thought that something was wrong with me.
To be fair, Jen, it was a very funny film and other people also did. So it was fine. If it was like, something really tearjerkery and you're there like lolling, like, yeah, that'd be terrible. But it was actually really, really hilarious.
I think it was just hard because there were times where like they would make a joke and people would like all of us would laugh, but then I would just keep laughing. It was like, okay, we're all done laughing. Like, what are you doing?
I think I did
just
say
couldn't
something to
stop.
someone beside me, like, yeah, she likes it.
Oh God, so good. Okay. All right. Next question. This is the vaccination event that Sister Francis is passing out flyers for, and the Turners vaccinate Teddy for. Alex?
I want to say measles, but I think it's measles.
Measles,
What
yes.
is measles?
Oh,
What
yeah,
is
what is measles?
What is measles? Okay, yeah, some points taken off for not answering the form of a question.
Word.
Yes, measles is what it is. This is where Sister Francis like she passes
Can
them out and
afford
she
to
like
lose some.
yeah, exactly. And she basically like scares everyone in the first round, and so no one shows up except for that one mom that I can't remember her name, but
Hazel's mum.
Hazel
Yeah.
Becker.
Dawn. Look
Yeah,
at you,
she's
Hazel Beckett. You played in. Look at you revising. I think you're
but
playing
she
it was Hazel
shows
Beckett. We couldn't come up with measles, could you? Think about that.
But the thing that made me laugh about this is that not only is she the only person that shows up because they have the event like basically right when she's come to clinic anyway, but this is also like the lady who has the baby that's so large, like literally like
Yeah.
she's carrying the baby like this in her hands and like the head is just hanging off and then the legs are hanging off of this baby because she's carrying it in her arms. And this baby's so large, and it's just like, and she's just like, what am I supposed to do? Come back? And the baby's just like, like laying there. And it's the most ridiculous. I'm like, I don't know if she just was tired, like the actress was too tired or what, but like, I don't know.
Was the actress really short as well, which made the baby look even bigger?
It could have been. I mean, it was just so strange because like they make a thing about how she has a pram, and I'm just like, why didn't you bring the baby in a pram? I don't like watching it again didn't make it make more sense. You know what I mean? It was like giving me more questions. So, anywho's. All right, next question. This is where Betty's husband Donnie is while she is pregnant with their sixth child. Alex?
He's in the Merchant Navy on a ship. What is he's on the Merchant Navy on a ship?
Yes, but can you say any more?
Well, he was out on the boat on Merchant Navy, and then she didn't know where he was going to be, so he might actually go and catch another ferry, was what she was saying, like another load of stuff.
Yeah, so actually he's on a container ship in Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Yes. But you got it. I mean, you got it. Yeah, you got the gist of it. Yeah, exactly. Okay. This is the activity Phyllis is teaching the Cubs, the art of something, and it has to do with flags.
What is
Bex? Yes? And what's that called? You got it.
Ridiculous.
semaphore?
Semaphore,
Very
well done.
good.
You know what I was going to say?
Very good.
Semantics.
Semantics. Well,
Good job.
I really handed off to you, Bex, for knowing that, because I was gonna go somewhere else in the episode to find a question, and then I saw that scene and I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. And I still don't totally understand. I mean, I get what it is, but I'm like, huh? Like, it's a very.
I just know of it from airports.
Oh, is that what it is?
Isn't it what they do to beckon out planes?
Oh, you're kidding. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. Jeez. I like literally in my mind, I was like, oh, this is what you would use if you were trapped on a desert island and you were trying to signal to somebody. Like, I was just not putting two and two together on that for that one. Okay.
That's
Very, very
Morse
good.
code.
Very, very good. That
You're
would
thinking
be,
Morse code.
yeah. That would be like an $800 question, the semaphore question. All right. These are the biscuits Jeannie brings to the Keep Fit class. Alex?
What are custard creams?
Yes. You remember that, Bex?
I do now.
She forgets and then she races to get 3 packets of custard
I love a
creams.
custard cream. I really, really,
Yeah.
really want some rich tea. I'm going to buy some rich teas before I go to work tomorrow.
Oh, I bought did I told you guys I bought rich teas. I bought rich tea
No.
biscuits. Did I not tell you that?
Ooh.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Maybe for our listener special we can do like a little cookie taste off kind of a thing, and we can get some rich tea biscuits and some custard creams
Well,
and
Bob's
stuff.
will be
Wait,
want to be part of that.
You did say about rich teas, but that was weeks ago. It's not the same packet.
It is.
Oh God, that
Got a
wouldn't
lot
have
more
lasted a
restraint than
week.
me.
I just don't think they're that great.
What's
sorry.
wrong with you?
They're just, I don't know. They're like fine, but they're just nothing. I mean, they're just like
I've got a question for you, Jen.
Yeah.
Booted off this podcast.
Who's gonna get booted off this podcast?
And
I don't
the answer
know.
is
Just
Bex.
try to do it without me. Try to do it without the magic I
Who
bring.
is Jen?
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Well, moving on. Next question. Here we go. This mother and daughter find themselves in an unusual situation.
Who is Scylla and Enid?
Well
yes,
done.
very good. Very
Well
good.
done with your notes.
Yeah. Well, you probably did you just write down every character in the show and like make a list?
Yeah, episode by episode, with a brief description of what their storyline was.
Yeah, I'm still winning.
I've got Scylla Singh, estranged from mum. Enid equals mum.
Okay, so on that note, this is the item Sister Julianne gets secondhand for Enid Wilson. Alex.
What is a girdle?
Yes.
The
You
poor
remember that
girdle.
part, Bex?
Yeah, I was going to say pram. Did she get Scylla a pram?
No, Sheila got Scylla a pram, didn't she? Or was it one of the other midwives? Either way.
Someone got Scylla a pram.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget.
Sister Julianne was with the mum and someone else was with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was a scene where Sister Julianne, she's like, Enid's like complaining about her back pain or her hip pain, and she's like, well, we have girdles that really help with that, and she's like, and she's like, I can get you one or whatever, and she says, oh, I don't want your like dirty, disgusting used girdle and everything, and she's like, well, we follow the utmost of cleaning rituals, to make sure when we give them out, they're all good or whatever, and then she's like, wow, you got a lot more backbone than you used to, sister.
You've hardened with age, haven't you, sister?
And Sister Julianne is like, yes. I have. Like, leave me alone.
Because I've had to deal with people like you.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't have
30
any
years.
softness left over.
Yeah.
Okay, now this question has a little asterisk because this was a special request from my mom. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is the show Sister Monica Joan was watching where the star of the show was mistaken for an ancient goddess who wanted to stop human sacrifice. She wrote the question. So, yes, Al.
What is Doctor Who, maybe?
Yeah, very good. That's it. Mom's
I
a big
was going to
Doctor-
say Doctor Who.
I believe you. I believe you. Mom is a big Doctor Who fan, and as I was writing the quiz, she came in and she was like, "Oh, can you write a question about this?" And I was like, "Okay, tell me the question." So then she wrote it, and then I wrote it down.
I didn't get it, but yes, Doctor Who.
Yeah, it did. I didn't really understand either. It was like it was happening like while we were talking, and so she put it in there. But yeah, okay. Very, very good. Next question. This is the new testing that the clinic is offering to women over 35. Bex.
What is cervical smears?
I think you'll find it's cervical
Cervical. I was about to
smears.
say, I think you'll find it's cervical.
But we'll give you the points anyway. You got it. Just hearing them say cervical again, I was like, oh, who? Why? Someone had to have told them to say it that way on the show. There's no way that they just,
Yeah.
that's just the way they all said it. There's no way. Yeah. Oh, and then it got me thinking about, anyway.
Poor Lois.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's so sweet.
Lois.
Yeah, she was really going through it this
And
time.
I like the way Becky remembers her name because she's got her notes right in front of her.
She's like, it's written right here.
Lois Parry.
She's 19 years old. She has this condition. Her boyfriend's named Doug. Her mom is named Sarah.
Paul. I was thinking find his name Paul, and I do have my notes.
All right. Okay, next question. This young nun suggests to Nurse Crane that blank may be the issue with her car trouble. So this is a 2-answer question. You got to have both. Yes, Al.
Who is Sister Francis blaming the carburetor?
No. So you got Sister Francis is right, but that's not what it could be. That's not what it is.
Carburetor?
No. Bex, do you know?
What is fan belt?
Oh.
No, it's not that either.
Does it begin with a C?
No.
Oh. Does it have a belt in it?
No.
Head gasket.
There you go. I made a motion, listeners, to help our audience along here. Yes.
You know, was it Bex?
Yeah, she said she said that the head gaskets on, she said the Morris miners are great, but even they have trouble at times. She's like, it could be the head gasket. And it's not Sister Phyllis looks around at her and she's just like, excuse me? Like, what do you and it like just so shocked that she has any car information is all. Okay.
Well, it's because Sister Francis is being completely sidelined at this stage.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Phyllis just absolutely underestimates her at every turning.
Yeah,
and they never really
absolutely.
address that. They never address it. It's like, oh, actually, she was right to, because she had to find her own way with Nurse Crane disapproving of her at every second. It just annoys me, that whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Treated her badly.
Absolutely.
Anyway, sorry.
Okay, but then here's the next question. This young man is a mechanic by day and a what by night? Yes, Bex.
What is an engineer?
What kind of engineer?
A civil engineer.
And he's studying to be a civil engineer.
Yeah.
Student, some would say.
He was a student. The official answer is civil engineering student, yes, but we got there. We got there. You guys, I wanted to like write so many Cyril questions and I was like, okay, you just need to calm down. Like,
Which colour makes Cyril's eyes pop in this episode? Is it pink, blue, all of the above?
This young man has a dazzling, smile when he sees,
Which person has the dazzling smile to match his personality and a sparkle in his eyes that match no one?
Yeah, I was like, you need to calm it down. So, okay. All right. Oh, and then the other thing I thought of so hilarious, which is like just shows how long we've been doing the podcast and like what a journey we've all been on. But like I always had like good feelings for Jimmy. Cyril and Jimmy are nothing.
I forgot about your Jimmy crush.
I forgot about your Jimmy weirdness, like your big tattoo of Jimmy on your back.
But I mean, I'm over it. Like I really don't care about Jimmy. But
you're only over it because Cyril is on the scene.
Well, I mean, maybe I don't know. I mean,
say if you want to get over someone, get under someone.
But just as characters, they just couldn't be more different, which is what made me think of it. I was just like, God, that's so funny. Like they're just like, they're just.
It just shows you, Jen,
alike.
You can't be boxed. You've not got a type. When you go into Love Island, you'll be like, do you know what? It's all on the vibes.
He's a bit of me. That thing. Oh, girls.
He's making mad moves.
Mad moves. Yeah. Get to Grafton. That's what they always say too. So I started watching Love Island and now I want to say 5 episodes in or something. And the thing that's insane to me, and I know you've been saying this already for so long, Al, but like this series is wild. Like it's
really wild.
They had drama within the first episode. Like they already like they've had effectively 2 bombshells come in. They've all been in there for like 72 hours. It's just absolutely.
There's been love as well. People have said they love you. I love you to other people.
Really?
Yeah. Or one person, 2 people have said it to each other. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then Castor and Moore this series. I mean, next level good. Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
I definitely want to spend some more time watching it today because I've got to like edit it. I just have a feeling it's going to be we'll see now all the episodes are like on Hulu, so I can kind of go. No, I don't know if they're all on there, but like I have a lot to watch. So
tonight here it's going to be movie night and I cannot wait.
Oh man. It just Bex, I mean,
I know I need to get into it.
I really
she says that she won't.
No, you're never going to do it.
I do love it.
I know you do, but it's like The Crown. You love it as well, and you're going to absolutely have an amazing time when you finally watch it. It's just the fact that you won't watch it until you want to. We can say as much as we want. You have to decide to do it.
The thing
Yeah.
that's crazy to me is I really don't get why you haven't watched The Crown yet. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but Jen, that's the whole thing. The more we mention it, the more she'll dig her heels in.
I
No, I'm just
know,
not
but
feeling it at the moment.
But she'll love it when she does, which is mental. No offense. But it's like my daughter, like I can't mention stuff like these clothes she's got. She'll look amazing in, and she'll love them when she wears them. But she's got to be the one to decide who wears them. So I can't
Yeah.
mention it. It's like this weird game, this tacit thing where I'm not allowed
Yeah.
to mention the clothes because if I do, then that's another 2 weeks plus of her not wearing it. That's like
So
Becky
just-
with The Crown and Love Island.
just-
We just don't mention it.
It's just like a strange way to assert yourself. It's like you don't have to take a stand on this. It's really not.
No, but I'm not
important.
taking a stand. I'm just not feeling it at the moment.
So
Like
funny.
Bob's with this really lovely top with black flowers on that as soon as she wears it, she's going to be in love with.
It's like her favorite top. Oh wait, girls, can I tell you something though? So I just mentioned before we started that I like got some stuff from H&M. So I got this white t-shirt from H&M and I got it because it was the only one they had in like in a color that I liked in my size. So I was like, oh, I wanted it in like some of the other colors, but they just weren't available. And I got this white t-shirt and I kind of did have a pause before I bought it because I mean,
Mesh.
God, no. Unfortunately, no. Like, I just cannot do any of that type of stuff.
Unfortunately for the world, I'm afraid everyone, it's not.
Oh God, no. I just am not a revealing clothes type of gal. I mean, even I'm in shorts today and it's like a shock that my legs are out. But it's a bright white t-shirt. And when I tell you, I put it on and took it off about 6 times before I actually wore it because every time I was like, I'm gonna get this shirt dirty. Like I'm gonna spill something on my front. And I just was so confident that I was going to spill something. And I was like, how am I going to go throughout my whole day with like blop down my shirt or like bloop down my shirt or like whatever, you know what I mean? Because I was just so sure that I would get something on it. And then I finally on July 4th, like was going to put it on. And then I was like, no, I'm like, cause we were going to go over to my cousin's house and have like burgers and hot dogs and like potato salad, and, like all that kind of stuff. And I was like, no, don't wear this shirt. Like, you're going to spill something on it. And then I was like, but the thing is, if you keep saying that to yourself, Jennifer, you're literally never going to wear this shirt. Like at some point you've got to wear the shirt. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. And then I walked into my cousin's house and she gave me a huge hug and she was like, oh, you're brave for wearing that. And I was like, yeah, I know. But I told her, I was like, look, I had to wear it at some point. So like and by the way, like I did not spill anything on that shirt.
Well done.
Well done.
I
I've got
spilled
some
teal down my nautical top the other day.
I've got some white soaking downstairs right now.
Nice. My daughter's school have changed. They're changing their uniform to navy blue t-shirts, like polo shirts rather than white, just because they're loads more practical. And I am so for that. She just has felt tip constantly on her white t-shirts.
Yeah. It's really, I mean, kids have such a hard time keeping things clean like that.
Yeah, and I don't want her to stop. So I'm like, don't worry about it, mate. And I did the same as you. I've got that Oxy stuff.
Yeah. Any kind of stain treat is what you gotta do. Okay, next question. Which 3 qualities does Mother Mildred say are required to serve in Poplar? This is a hard one.
What is courage?
No, but you need to give 3 answers, but courage is not one of them.
Okay.
But you can keep guessing.
What
Alex?
is patience?
What is fortitude?
No.
We're doing so well. What is
Resilience.
courage?
I just said courage.
Did you?
So here's a hint. One of these is something that Sister Frances says she doesn't have enough of.
What is
Yep. No.
What is bravery?
No.
Oh, for God's sake, what is it?
If you got a little closer, I would tell you that was right, except for it's this word instead of that word, but no.
So far we haven't.
What is it?
Here, I'm gonna stage it, see if this strikes any bells. She's standing at the where they like get their assignments for the day, and she's like, okay, yeah. I was looking around at the table of all my sisters, and I said, what does it take to serve in Poplar? It takes blah 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 and blah 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 and blah blah blah, and that's when I realized that I was the one to come and serve.
What is humility?
No, but she does say that later. That is in the episode, but that's not it.
All right. And energy?
No.
All right, flipping it.
Well, actually, that's the closest you've gotten to one of them.
I'm putting my V's up at you. Can you see?
Yes.
No, wait. What is
verve?
No.
Closer.
Vigor.
Yes.
Boom.
Okay. Vigor was number 1. I mean, 2 more.
What letters do they begin with?
E and C.
Vigor. You said courage. You can't be courage. Energy.
No, you just said energy.
Or did I? Honestly, I'm tired, guys.
The
We don't
second
know.
one.
Empathy.
The second one.
Empathy.
No, but you're getting closer to the third one. Can we just tell you?
Compassion.
Compassion.
Compassion. There
Got
we
it
go.
first. Got it first.
Vigor.
You said that in unity.
We did not. I said it first.
So vigor,
compassion.
and then what's the second
and-
one? Now, the second one is the thing that Sister Francis doesn't have enough of.
Experience.
Close, but it's expertise.
Expertise.
Vigor, expertise, and compassion are the 3 things you need to serve in Poplar. So,
Well done.
okay. All right. That was like $1,000 question for sure. Okay. This is going to be so easy. This is going to be so easy. You guys are going to know this instantly. Okay. This is the disease that Barney Brittle contracts from his work on the docks.
What is anthrax?
There we go. There we go. Very good.
From infected bone meal from somewhere.
From somewhere. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I wanted to kind of work in something with that family, and like some of it I did, but then
Just because you fancied the son
I know.
or the grandson, you dirty dog.
that 21-year-old boy that I thought was cute, and I made me feel
Ed Brittle.
oh my God, I felt like such a depraved person for thinking about that man. Okay. All right. This person is the one that gives Lucille false information about Cyril. Oh, this person is the one that gives Lucille what false information about Cyril? So it's 2-part answer. Al, you go first.
Who is Sister Monica Joan
Yeah.
saying he is a preacher?
Pastor.
Pastor.
Yes.
Pastor.
Pastor. Exactly right. There we go. Yeah, this was the one where the girls were like, they were all in their like normal clothes when they were in their room and talking about stuff, and they're like, well, how did your date with Cyril go? And Lucille was getting her uniform on and everything, and she's like, oh, bad. And they're like, well, wait, what happened? And she's like, well, first he took me to a club, and did you know they were smoking marijuana there? And they were like, oh geez. And they're like, well, was Cyril smoking? And she's like, no, but that doesn't matter. And they were like, well, but it kind of does actually, like, really. And then they were like, well, and she's like, but then on top of that, he lied to me. And they were like, well, what did he say? Or what was wrong or something? And then she says, well, I asked him about being a pastor, and he had this look in his eyes like he had no idea what I was talking about. And she's like, so, he's just telling stories. She's like, it couldn't have been more of a disaster. Like, I'm never going to see him again. Like, anyway, I'm going to work. And they just were like, huh. And then Trixie goes, who was it that told us that Cyril was a pastor? And then Valerie's like, like this look comes over her face and stuff. And it's just.
Thing is, though, it could have kind of been avoided if Cyril was like, sorry, I don't know what you're on about. I've never said I was a pastor. But he just looked confused and she got in the mood. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where if someone, like this happens to me where I don't quite hear what somebody said, and instead of asking them to repeat themselves, I just do an awkward, like.
Yeah. Oh my God. A few weeks ago, I was walking into work, and there was a coworker of mine who was walking ahead of me, and she said something, which I did hear. And I was like, oh, something, back to her. And then she responded to me and she said something else. And I was like, wait, sorry, what? And she said it again, but I still couldn't hear it again. And I was just like, huh, yeah. And I was like, I really hope that
it wasn't like, oh, let's kill all children in the world. Yeah.
It just was like, but I just was like, I can't ask her to repeat it again. Like I was like, I just really can't. So yeah, it's so awkward sometimes when you just can't hear anyone. But yeah, Sister Monica Joan telling tales once more. And then that's when they have the whole thing where she's like, well, he has the eyes of a pastor and the energy of a pastor, and like I look into his soul, and he, and then
sounds almost as into Cyril as you are.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I think we have finally one thing in common. Okay. And then Lucille has to like kind of like get off her high horse and like go talk to him. Okay. Question 20. These are the canapes Lucille says that Sheila is preparing to host the meeting at the Brook Advisory Center.
Oh, I remember they were awful.
And there's 2 different types, by the way. Okay, Al, go ahead.
So I remember one, what is cheese and pineapple sticks? And the other one was it kipper mousse vol au vent or something? Kipper mousse filled eggs.
Yes, boiled eggs stuffed with kipper mousse and cheese and
Kipper
pineapple
mousse it's just a crime.
Yeah, and then pineapple on sticks. Yeah. Which I was like, What? And then this is also the scene where right after Sheila comes over and brings a tray and she puts it on the table and Dr. Turner is like, oh, look at that. And then she's like slaps his hand away and then she puts the tray down and then she walks away. And then he's like, oh, well, now that she's gone, I'm going to take one. And then he takes one and it's the celery stick with like cream cheese and raisins on top of it.
Nice.
And he's like, and he just looks at it and he's like, oh, isn't this so funny? And just, has this like very cute moment. Okay. All right. Next question. This is the global event Sister Monica Joan is obsessed with and is watching continuously on the television. Yes. Al.
What is the Olympics?
Which Olympics?
1964 Summer Olympics.
Summer Olympics. There we go. Yes. And she like is, like interrogating all of the children about like what sport they're going to start training for and how they have to
gold and silver.
Absolutely.
Do you remember you were gonna train to be in the Olympics, Alex?
I know. I still could, Bex.
Which category are we going to compete in now?
Archery or in the gun one? I've got very good hand-eye coordination. I could still go for it. I'm not going to lie.
You could.
Actually, I know 2 Olympians who live on my road.
What sports?
Skiing.
Oh my gosh.
They're retired now. They were in the army and the mum hasn't actually gone in the Olympics because she got pregnant, but she's in the world championships and everything for skiing, like slalom skiing, and her husband's done it.
Wow.
And they retired from the army now, both of them. But but they used to do that as well. He's still doing something to do with the training of the skiers for the British team. There you go.
That's quite exciting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Sister Frances does this all by herself for the first time. Yes, Bex.
What is delivers a baby?
Delivers a baby. Yes. And I put and earns an
Blakemore's baby.
Yes, she does. And I put and earns an extra egg from the breakfast table, but I thought I would save that one because I kind of gave it away. But yeah, she does it for the first time. She's so proud of herself. This is such sweet.
She should be. It was a hard one. She had to help the baby had its elbow out.
Okay. It's these kind of sandwiches that Mr. Schroeder forgets and comes back home for.
What are spam and pickle?
There you go. This was the one that we talked about because you were like, I don't think I would like spam and pickle.
I would not like spam and pickle. Becky loves it. So
have you tried Spam, Bex?
No. But
you gotta get a tin of Spam.
Because apparently it's just like ham.
Yeah, supposedly. I don't think you eat it just straight from the tin. I think you usually try to like.
No, she can.
No, I'll have spam and piccalilli sandwiches.
Right.
Oh, that's what you can have for the next listener special.
I'm not having that.
Well, I'm not gonna make it either. But Bex, you're the one who can try it.
I guarantee you, Bob's would not be trying that either.
Oh yeah, no. Well, if she likes fluffernutters, there's no way spam pickle's gonna work. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now this answer can go a couple different ways, so we'll see how you guys do. This is the compliment Sergeant Wolf gives Miss Higgins when he reads the card she made for Phyllis.
What is a charming verse?
Yes. Anything else?
What is very much like Patience Strong?
Yes. So he does say it's like Patience Strong. He says it's absolutely charming, such a well-chosen verse. And then that's when Phyllis says, oh, and he says Patience Strong. And then Phyllis goes, well, yeah, no, but the thing is, Miss Higgins wrote that. And then he like has this look on his face and he goes, a poetess. Yeah. And then she goes, one dabbles,
I loved it. I loved that scene. So her face acting there as well. She looked so excited and I just loved it. And he looked so enamored. And I was like, yes, please, you too.
I know, it was so cute. Well, like what was really sweet is like Phyllis gives him the card and he's reading it and she has this look on her face where she goes like just waiting, like she's like not pursing her lips. It's like she took her lips on the inside and she kind of like closed her mouth. Like it's
probably anything to stop laughing out loud at that awful verse as well.
Oh my god, it was just so cute. It was really so cute. Okay, this is the last question actually. So all right, here we go. These are the thread colors Cyril orders from Violet for the girls' formal dresses.
Oh god. What is blush?
No. Okay. And by the way, there's 5 or 6 colors. So
do they have weird names? Because I was just going to say yellow, green, pink, and blue.
Green is one. Blue is one.
What is mustard?
No.
What is gold?
No. I'll give you a hint. They're inspired by flowers.
Rose pink.
Mm-mm.
What is daisy white?
Mm-mm.
I liked it. Marigold.
No.
What is dandelion?
Heather.
No.
Sage green.
No.
We're doing really well. Lily blue. That's not even a thing.
No.
I don't think we're going to get it, Jen.
So the colors are, well, one of these flowers we had growing in our garden, and my mom said something to me about it, and I'm like, and she's like, you have to come out and see it. It's really beautiful. And I was like, okay, great. And then but I couldn't do it right then. And so then later on, I was like, oh, Mom, can you show me where that flower is? I really want to see it. And she's like, oh, I gave it to my friend. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like,
all you're doing there is demonstrating what a kind and loving mother you have.
I know, but I was like,
you're complaining.
I'm like, couldn't you take a photo?
Google it, Jen. Google it.
Well, I literally just did. Look.
Oh, gladioli.
Yeah. Okay. So the colors are orchid, mid orchid, blue, green, and light gladioli.
Yeah, literally, they would genuinely could have been in a room for a millennium and never get that.
Well, I'm telling you, this is the kind of detail that I have to plumb the depths for when I do these recaps to make it interesting.
Well, they're not in your notes though, are they, Bex? Do you know what I mean?
No, they're not.
That's the kind of thing we don't put in our notes.
Crunching. So yeah, that's the quiz. You all did very, very well.
Oh, well done. That was really good.
Well done, Jen. That was excellent.
Yeah, let us know how you did at home as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell us actually, anyone, if you did get all 5 colours, because if you did, you're lying.
That's okay.
There might be some people out there who've watched it so many times though, will just know every word of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and just to say, like, part of the reason I wanted to include that was because I was watching this scene.
Because it involves Cyril.
It did involve Cyril. Absolutely, it did involve Cyril. And right before that was when he walked in and he was like, I just thought you should come to the prayer meeting. And Lucille is like, what are you doing here? Like, this is so crazy. And he just kind of like laughs as he's like walking out the door, which is just so adorable. And then he goes to Violet and she's really upset because of why again?
Because Fred and Reggie aren't speaking.
Reggie.
Why are Fred and Reggie both being weird?
Absolutely. And so he's ordering the colors and then he says something and he starts laughing. And then Violet just is like, and she like starts crying and he's like, oh my, and he like does the classic thing like guys do where they're just like, oh my God, why, like what's wrong and whatever. And so he handles it so well. He turns around, he puts the close sign on the door, like he flips the sign from open to close. And then he's like, where are your handkerchiefs? And then she's like, over there in that box. And so he gives her a handkerchief and then they cut to them sitting at like the little table in her shop.
I wonder if she'll charge him for that handkerchief.
Well, she looks at the price tag before she uses it, which is so funny. And
I thought that's what I mean. I wondered if she was like gonna save it to charge him.
Yeah, no. And then they sit at the table and he's like, what's wrong? And she's like, oh, da, 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 da. And they have this like really nice heart to heart. And he's just so sweet and like listens to everything she says and so patient and kind and everything. And I was just like, oh, Cyril. So
nice. Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, so we had a good season, a good run. Now, Al, would you
hated this season, Jen?
I know. As soon as I said it, I was like, that's the lie. I didn't really like this season very much. I don't know, I usually like on balance like really love the season and like I like more episodes than I don't like, but I don't know, this season I don't know. It just didn't have
quite a lot of
magic.
heavy stuff this week, this season, especially with the whole Belle thing. It was just a lot of heavy stuff to digest, wasn't it?
Yeah. And like the thing is like the beginning of the last episode before the Christmas special, like I forgot like how sad it was. Like the look on her face when she's just smoking and like just looks so despondent and all of her makeup's washed off and she just looks like she's been up for 45 days and she just is like completely beleaguered and everything. It was just really tragic, honestly. And so I was like, oh man, this is too much. So yeah, that wasn't really my favorite, but yeah, we got through it. I'm kind of curious to see where season 9 goes because now we're starting to get back into the times where it's like more recent episodes,
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I don't want us to run out. We'll have to do Bridgerton then.
Yeah.
Or Downton Blabby.
Downton Blabby.
Apparently it's already been taken, but.
Oh, okay. Do you have any maybe like a little tease for the listener special that we could like do a little mini like tease for that coming up, like one question or something?
We keep doing things about the AI, and I was gonna play a snippet of something, but haven't got it on me. I don't know where it is, so we'll just do it next time. But
well,
that'll be a big thing.
What about like a listener question? Could we just answer one listener question and see?
I love how you put me on the spot here when I never have anything.
Well, just something that like off the cuff, just maybe something a little bit like ooh.
Okay, Joanne Parsons has sent a message saying, listener special question maybe. Something that I wonder about is why the nurses gave up their wellies, trench coats. I think that I got that right. I'm really sorry, Joanne, you didn't. Oh, a trench coat, like a wellies, a boots you wear on your feet for capes.
Yeah.
I can't see how they are warm enough for those snowy days, especially how they blow out when on their bikes and there is nothing on their arms except for their sweaters. I can't imagine wearing that here in Pennsylvania winter days. And she's also going to make the cookies. But yeah, I thought it was weird the way they had these unwaterproof cloaks instead of capes instead of coats. I thought it was really weird.
Well, and they never seem to wear gloves either.
And it's freezing.
They never look dressed for the warmth. When they were in Scotland and they had those capes on, and I'm just like, for God's sake.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing is that like when you were asking that question, I was like, well, the only thing I could say is if you're bicycling around and around and around and you're running upstairs and you're running downstairs, maybe you just get kind of hot enough that you don't need as much like warm clothing because you're moving around and you kind of have that body heat built up and everything. But the thing is, why do they never wear gloves? And why do they never wear like thick socks with boots and stuff? Because
they do in the episode where they do go to the Hebrides, they do have gloves and things on.
Well, there they do, but like
thermals, do you remember on the big freeze?
Yeah, but do you remember when Barbara came across and she had the hat on because it was the big freeze and Sister Julianne was really critical. She was like, that is not standard issue.
Yeah. And we were like, get a grip, Sister Julianne.
Yeah, that seemed crazy.
Yeah. We
don't
understand it either, Joanne.
No, and they don't seem practical, like all that material flapping around.
Yeah, if anything, it's going to make them completely unstreamlined.
Yeah, the cape.
Well, no, I don't mean speed, but I just mean like if you're trying to do something, it's a bit limiting, isn't it?
Yeah, but also for riding a bike, like you're flapping around everywhere, it's probably going to get caught in your spokes.
Well, also, how do you think that because the thing is the cape has that crisscross, but do you think it crisscrosses in the front and then they like button it together in the back behind them? Because how do you do the crisscross so that it like stays on you? You know what I mean?
Just around your neck, isn't it?
No, but I mean, like you put the cape on you, and then there's a crisscross that goes across the front of their uniforms and down to their waist. And then I always thought that it like buttoned back to the cape again. But now I'm thinking that doesn't really make a lot of sense because how could you like button it? Like that just would be so awkward, especially if you couldn't get, you know. But so like so I wonder if it's just a super long belt and they put it like crisscross in front of them and then they almost like button it back behind them like an apron or something, and then that's the way that they keep the cape on. But still, the cape is a wild choice. Like,
but also for 1964, you think that just seems a bit too archaic as well. Like a coat would be more practical.
Well, yeah, and I mean the trench at least makes sense because the trench is meant to be worn in inclement weather, you know.
Yeah, which is basically the whole of Britain.
Yeah, and I mean the sweaters, even though they're kind of like a light sweater, I could see them being wool, I could see them being warm, you know, like that kind of a thing. But the cape just makes no sense to me. Like that does not seem both protective as a garment of clothing and then also like warm or shielding at all. Like they never even, and then like when you're in your bike, you could get it like caught on the bike and everything. And I just doesn't, I just don't get it.
With you basically, Joanne.
Yeah, Joanne, point well made. Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's a snippet for next week, which is going to be a listener special. So we're going to do a listener special. We're going to finally do an AI reveal as well. The AI thing we've been talking about for about 12 episodes. We're going to do that next week as well. So
listeners, it's good, but don't get your hopes up. Like, it's good, but I don't want to set the bar too high. Like, it's going to be very enjoyable. Like,
yeah. But again, if you've got any more questions, send them. Actually, don't, because we're going to be recording by the time you've heard this.
We also have listeners in Australia, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, Australians, I'm very jealous that it's your winter right now and that you get to be like cozy and wear sweaters. And
I follow a lot of Australians on Instagram and stuff because obviously I love neighbours and loads of them live in Sydney and it's just peeing down the whole time.
Oh, well, that's not the best. But can you just imagine like being like having a cozy moment right now? Like,
yeah, it's pretty cold here, Jen.
Yes, I can, Jen.
Rude.
July and it's freezing.
Well, it's about 100 degrees where I live. So like if you like anyway.
Too much. It's too much. We feel.
Oh, it's gross. It's gross. I just feel like a big, sticky, yucky person.
Well, you go and have a drink, cool yourself down, watch a bit of Love Island. Think about the fact that you don't have to be sweating on a chair speaking to someone being filmed, talking about.
I know. Yeah. Even watching the show, I'm just like, how do they do it? How do they sit there and like just bake all day long? Like, oh, I just could never. Could never. Also, like it's
not the temperature for me, but
Well, the thing is also like I know I'm gonna get used to it because I always like stop even noticing it as I like the farther I go into the season. But it's just so jarring, like seeing these people literally turn up in like the tiniest clothes on earth. Like they're like the men are topless, they have like shorts on for swimming, I guess, and then the girls are just in these impossible bikinis, and
I
it's
mean,
just
I don't
like
think you'd complain if that was Cyril.
Oh my God. I can't think of anything worse than trying to have like trying to do anything while being in the Love Island setting though. So I
I
know
know.
if I saw him in that outfit, I
Also,
still
what
would
if you
just be
start
like,
going
this
out with
is
someone on Love
horrible.
Island, right? And you love them and it's like you win the series and everything's great, right? And then you see them in clothes all the time and the clothes they wear just give you the ick.
Well, what's weird is like the clothes that they wear on the show, if those don't give you the ick, then like I don't know any like
Yeah,
other
true,
clothes aren't
true.
gonna
But
give you
it's
the
not
ick.
their clothes, is it? They just have access to like Boohoo's stockroom.
Well,
Well,
nowadays, yeah, they used to have to bring their own, but nowadays they have like
well,
they'll
no,
just buy clothes in all the time for them.
No, at the beginning of this season, they said that all the contestants are wearing like
eBay pre-loved.
secondhand or
Yeah,
like pre-loved clothes.
yeah,
So,
it's
I
all
mean, it's
it's
probably still
sponsored
all
by
those
eBay.
brands, but yeah. I mean, the thing that makes me laugh even more than the women's clothes is the men's clothes because like the men's fashions are just like so wacky. Like just some of the things they come up with, like I don't know, they just like really leave me speechless. Although I will say one girl the other day, like in the episode I watched earlier, she was wearing one of those dresses where like her like it's cut so low that her boobs are hanging out. It's cut so high that her like fanny is hanging out. Like basically like the dress has built-in
Very
underwear that are the
different
same
connotations
dress.
that word in the UK to America. That means bum.
Like her fronts like and the thing is she's like, "Oh wait, watch like, like she says something about like her boobs like, hitting someone in the face or whatever." But it's just like, "Ma'am, I don't know. Just the cutouts and the it's just so
There's a lot of underboob bikini action this year as well.
it's so jarring. Yeah, yeah, like a lot of it and it's just so wild.
Anyway, right. So we'll see you next week for
Oh,
the
wait, sorry. But just before we go, have you guys heard the news about Ben and JLo?
no.
Have they officially split?
They haven't officially split yet, but they've apparently been living apart and she went on vacation without him and he's been starting to move his stuff out of her house. And the reason I mention it is because a long time ago we talked, well, actually they've been married for almost 2 years. And a long time ago we talked about like how we just thought this was going to end in disaster.
No, I was there for it, but you were
Oh,
right.
yeah. Well,
Oh, I
I
wasn't
mean,
there for it.
yeah, yeah. I just was like, I mean, I started to hear rumors and then I was like, oh, but then I was like, when I was in the grocery store today, I was looking at the Us Weekly and they had a thing about like Ben packing up his stuff while JLo returns from Italy and everything. And then it showed a photo of her in a white bikini, not bikini, bathing suit, like a one-piece bathing suit, like taking a selfie, what it looked like taking a selfie of herself. And then it had a really bad photo of him like in a suit and he had one of those like really like stony, like serious expressions on his face. And I don't know what that photo indicated, but anyway, and we just never mentioned on the pod, so not that anyone like needs to hear us talk about it, but since we talked about it before, I just wanted to mention it. Now I'm done.
Well, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week where we're doing the listeners special and we're going to read out your questions and everything like that and your emails and also this AI thing that I keep banging on about that's going to be really disappointing now. And, follow us on Twitter.
No, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, like, subscribe. That'd be fantastic. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.